Right, okay, now moving on, we're going to then work on narrow fences. Now, again, a horse that's used to always just jumping a wide fence, which normally we would always just jump, show jumps or cross-country fences. Show jumps are about 12 foot wide, I think, and, obviously cross-country fences can be very wide. But you need to start to teach them to jump narrow fences because they do find it quite unnerving when you first, with a younger horse, when you first start to ask them to jump narrow ones, they do find it quite scary. To us, it doesn't seem that frightening, really, to jump something narrow. But to them, they do. I think because they start to realize, actually, it's quite easy to be able to run out. And it's a little bit, it's another something in their mind that as they're coming, they think, well, actually, I could run out. Whereas the wider the fence, the more they're committed to just jumping it. So again, practice narrow fences at home, and it's easy. You don't need your own cross-country fences. You can use your, for example, your bedding bales. Ned's Bed, obviously, are the best, because they sponsor me. And no, actually, to be fair, Ned's Bedding is a lovely bedding for horses. It's soft, absorbent, dust-free, comfortable, and it's made of that, that oilseed rape, the yellow crop you see in the fields. It's made from the stalk of that, and then it's mixed with a bitter herb so that they aren't tempted to eat it. And anyway, really good bedding. And they've got a stand here, so do go and see them. And I'm doing a signing there, actually. I can't remember what time now. Yes, I think possibly 12:15. I'm going to be at the Ned's Bed stand, so do come and see me. Anyway, so either use something like this, or also I've got barrels at home, which I find very handy, those big oil drum things. And I'll start off like this, 4 in a row with rails off either side. So it's, it's encouraging the horse to jump it. It's not difficult. The rails are drawing him into the middle, and it's quite a straightforward fence for them. So rather than just suddenly putting up a narrow fence and let's see if they'll jump it, that to me is the wrong way to teach horses, because they will be nervous, and then they could easily have a run out if you suddenly put up a narrow one. And what you want to do is to try and teach them they should never run out. It's just not part of the agenda. So rather than just sort of testing them too much, I'd rather, as you see, I'll sort of build this up. We'll make it narrower and narrower as we go along. So doing it in stages, so you keep the horse fully confident and trusting you. So I'm just going to come around and pop over that one. Good boy. Okay, that's fine, so he's perfectly happy about that. I would then, as the next stage, take one away. So either take, if it's a barrel or a bale of shavings, take it away. So you're encouraging them, you're making it a narrower fence to jump. Okay, then we're going to now take another one away. And what you could do at this stage, I'll do it at the next stage. I may be, with a very young horse, before I did this, well, actually, I maybe would do this, maybe, the next stage. But the stage after this is taking the poles and putting them on the ground. Well, for a young horse, it would be it's one thing jumping a narrow fence like this with poles to then put the poles down on the ground and jump something so narrow. So, yeah, that's fine. It's okay. No, that's fine. I maybe would, if I were take the poles down, which I'm going to do in a minute with Archie, I would maybe add another bale the first time, so you have 3 bales with the poles down. But anyway, you'll get the idea of what I'm after. So now we've just moved it, so he's gone on the other rein. So now we're down to just two bales. I'm going to pop over that one, hopefully. Okay, lovely. And now if we put the rails down, so the next stage is then to actually drop the rails. So keeping them still, even on the ground, it's just helping the horses a bit. It's guiding them into the middle of the fence. Good boy. Lovely. And now, then the next stage is to take the rails away altogether so that you have just the bales on their own. So obviously this is, it's so easy for them to run out at this. They just can easily jink their line and they'll be gone. So that's why you want to try and just gradually build up to this. And be conscious which hand your whip's in. If you feel they slightly are drifting one way or the other, make sure you have your whip in the correct hand to really give them every chance of jumping it straight. Good boy. Okay. You see, good boy. See, he's very relaxed. He's very good. He knows that he's got to do it. He's quite happy, and he trusts me. But as I say, that's from years of teaching him and for building up that amazing trust that you get with your horse. Some riders go even narrow and will jump a single barrel. But, oh, I don't dare. That would be so narrow. And I feel, in a way, you're sort of nearly encouraging them to run out. And as I said before, I don't want to put them in a situation that really makes them really think about running out. I want to constantly be building on their trust. And you feel a single barrel when you canter to that, gosh, how easy would it be for them just to miss it? And the trouble is, once they have had a run out, especially as young horses, they will have odd little run-outs as they're learning, and it's up to you to reprimand them when they do have a run-out so that they know that it's not acceptable. So if, say, they have a run-out, say, to the left, I would, the first thing when they nip out to the left, first thing to do would be to stop them, to whoa. Don't just think, oh dear, I've had a run-out. Never mind, I'll just carry on and try again. Because the horse then hasn't learned anything. Well, he's just learned that actually he can run out and it doesn't really matter. So you need to make, quite a big deal of when they do run out. So I would stop. Number one thing is to stop. There's no point telling them off as you're galloping off around the field or whatever. Stop them. Give them give him a smack on the shoulder. He thought I was going to smack him then. No, you haven't done anything wrong. So a good smack on the shoulder so that they know, oh, blimey, that was wrong. You've got, and you must be firm about it so that they know that it's not acceptable when they nip out one way. Then turn them back to the way. So if they've run out to the left, you stop, you smack them on the left shoulder, growl at them, be cross, turn back to the right, so you're turning them back to the way they've run away from. Then calm down. The art of it is then to be cool and calm. Come round, pick up your line, be very definite when you ride it the next time. Maybe a little smack on the left shoulder with the whip, a little sort of touch, say, don't you think of running out again. And then when they jump it correctly, good boy, tell them they're really good. So it's black and white, as far as that's wrong and that's right. And that's where you, again, it's the same all through their training. You've got to be like that. Just pick them up on mistakes, however little, and reward them then when they do things well. And that's how they learn. And that's what helps to keep them calm and because they understand. A lot of horses are naughty because they don't really understand what's wanted of them. So they're in a bit of a muddle. They don't know what's going on, and then they use all their energy sort of against the rider rather than working with the rider. Okay, so to finish off with, if you could just put the top rail on that one. Angle jumping. That's, it's a little bit similar in a way to jumping narrow fences. Teaching a horse to stay on the line, whatever you're approaching, whatever line you're approaching to a fence. If you're approaching that fence and it's there ahead of them, they must go on and jump it. So for this, I'm going to come over that fence at the end. I'm going to come on, well, first of all, I'll come on a right to left diagonal line to the fence. Which obviously, if Archie was unsure of me, unsure of the fence, if I'm coming along around here and I'm going to go on this sort of line like this, if he was a little bit thinking, why on earth is she, if he's, jumping at this sort of angle, he could easily run out to the left. He wouldn't run right, he would run left because that's the open side. So again, with young horses, when I'm starting angle jumping, I would be very conscious which hand my whip's in. And obviously on that sort of line, I would have it in my left hand. And if you're jumping a fence on the other angle, have my whip in the right hand. And it's very easy, isn't it, to get used to carrying your whip just in one hand, and you put it in the other hand, and it feels really peculiar. So make yourself, get used to carrying your whip in both hands. And I would, whether I'm riding a little pre-novice around a B100 course, or whether I'm riding Archie around Greenwich, I change my whip 3 or 4, sometimes 5 times around a course. Always thinking ahead, next fence, oh yes, it's a left-handed corner, have my whip in my left hand, just so on the approach, if he does a little bit of a drift left, I can close the door, a little smack on the shoulder, might make all the difference between jumping it clear or having an annoying run out, which then you won't win. Got to try and win, you see. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to pop over this one, and then I'll come round on the other angle and pop it the other way, and I'll change my whip. Good boy. Okay, so whip change, just pull it through. I'll come around and jump it back the other way. And if you watch my position, hopefully you'll see my lower leg stays there, and I'm not going too forward with my upper body until his shoulders are off the ground. Good boy, very good. He's a good boy. He really loves jumping. He just thinks the whole thing's so much fun. Anyway, lots of little exercises for you to practice. Give it a go, and all these sort of things just help you to be more effective and accurate as a rider, and for your horse to accept things and to learn to trust you. So, as far as my life, it was fantastic, obviously, London and winning my silver medal. I've been lucky enough now at the Beijing Olympics, I won a bronze Olympic medal. And at Athens, I won a silver Olympic medal. So I was hoping possibly for gold at London so I could complete the set, but didn't happen. But still, the silver was absolutely fantastic. But it just means that I'm going to have to keep going for another 4 years to get that gold. So, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mary King, what can I say? You heard it here first. So we'll all be working our way towards Rio. Mary, thank you so much.